I think probably the proudest moment was my involvement in moving from broadly Bachelor of Education more into the Bachelor of Special Education. So I, over time, assumed the role of leading the team that was providing special education to a small group of students. And I guess I came in the tail of extremely strong band of special ed academics. When it was first started back in the 80s, it was probably the premier program in Australia in terms of vision impairment, hearing impairment, range of intellectual disability studies as well. So we were producing the best special educators in the nation. So that's a very strong sense that I have, and very proud of being part of that program, and then being able to carry that forward for the last 10 years or so of my work at Griffith University. Well, I think special times for me were when Brendan Bartlett and the School of Cognition and Language and Special Education, we combined to actually produce conferences and conference publications emerging from that in the early 2000s. And there was about half a dozen of us used to meet every Friday afternoon to plan the conference for that year. And really good social time, because we'd have the occasional glass of wine sitting around a table, and lots of creative, fluid thinking was taking place during that time. And we ran 4 very successful conferences and published from that. And I think that was a launching pad for many of us in terms of our academic writing, the chance to present to our colleagues, but also to a wider group of people who came into those conferences, and then to be able to publish and launch ourselves in terms of publishing some very good academic work. Well, there is a few quirky stories. There are some real characters here at Mt Gravatt, and one of my colleagues that I knew from my master's study at University of Queensland, a guy called John Reddington, who unfortunately passed away last year. But John was in the Korean War and lost an eye, and John used to stand out to giving his lectures, and if students weren't paying attention, he would take out his glass eye and polish it and then pop it back in again. So he got everyone's attention back again as a result of those sorts of activities.